Bieber down to, who's 10? Connor Robbins. We welcome you back to Leahy Stadium after some technical difficulties. I'm Chris Hildebrand alongside Colton Alder, and that is Bieber down the right side of the wing. Over to Zach McClay, who takes it in, and it is knocked away out of bounds by Kyle Rutherford. Both these teams looking to get an early season win, as Millard North is 1-1 after coming off a loss to Norfolk 1-0. And their other win coming from Bellevue East. Corner kick taken by Prep. That's Klein. That's Charles Magnan. And a goal is scored already after only 3 minutes, or just under 3 minutes.
Jack Johnson getting the goal for Creighton Prep. He just gets a header off of the corner kick and gives the Junior Jays an early 1-0 lead.
That's what you want to see, especially in these kind of games where you want to set the tone, especially early, coming out high energy off a corner kick. Great goal there. What a finish. It's Millard North kicking off down the right side. Passing it back to the goalie, over to number 2, Kyle Rutherford. Deep pass to Connor Robbins, and he is tackled by Creighton Prep's Brady Brackey, who will clear it away.
Great job by Brackey, just getting the tackle to take that ball away and just clearing it out to avoid a potential breakaway chance.
Throw in for Millard North here. This will be Josh McFadden. And he throws it deep. Contested, and it is recovered by Alex Siberson. Pushes his defense forward. He will drop kick it, and it is recovered by Prep over to Flynn McClay. Loses footing there, and it is forced out of bounds by Millard North's Donovan Polivka.
Prep maybe trying to push the envelope a little bit too much there. Millard North ends up getting the takeaway.
Bieber with a clear. That's over to Noah Hogan. And now it's cleared back over Millard North. Just hops right over David Adai. David Adai has a twin brother on the team, Daniel Adai. And it's Creighton Prep taking it slow on this defense.
Maybe just trying to play some keep away from the Millard North defense while they're looking to generate some play downfield.
Coming up the right side, I believe that's Tim Dowd. And the pass looks to be intercepted, but Brackey hops on it. Through ball over to, Connor Lotus. And Millard North player is on the ground. It'll be a goal kick for Millard North. Deep kick by Millard North. And that's McFadden. And now it's Prep on the ball. Jack Johnson. Bieber sends it down before it's getting recovered by Carter Webush.
We've seen Creighton Prep just generate some opportunities down the field early on. are being aggressive and getting a lot of chances. Saw that quite a bit from the hockey team this year. That's how they got a lot of their success, and the soccer team hoping to maybe replicate that formula a little bit.
Brody Brackey kicks it out of bounds over the fence. Looks like they have another ball on deck. It'll be a Millard North throw-in. Recovered by Siberson. Brackey down the left side, or pass it to the left side. Now it's Shillcutt with a pass. It looks like it just got out of McClay's footing.
Millard North was being a little bit aggressive there, but Prep ends up just coming up with the ball.
Johnson went for something, and now it appears Shillcutt is on the ground, grabbing his ankle. He's back up. Dowd now, pacing up the left side. Hands it over to number 7, Noah Hogan. Looks like a little tussle there, and Millard North intercepts the ball. A die now, running down the side, and it is out of bounds. Last touch by Millard North. Bieber, now back to Shillcutt. Over to Brackey. Back to Lotus. Now Stratman. Stratman with a deep ball, and it'll looks like Noah Hogan was a target. Now it's Millard North on the counterattack. Through ball. He has room, and it is recovered by Alec Sibernson.
It was a great pass from Millard North, but in the end it was Sibernson who ends up just covering up and making a play on that ball. Some good goaltending here from the junior.
Drop kicks over to Zach McClay, and it looked like Hogan was going to go get that. That's Johnson. Back to Hogan. Looks like a pass over to Hogan. Fighting with Timmermeyer. Now it's McClay. Back to Johnson. Johnson down the left side to Dowd. He's got Lotus with the help. He'll pass it back. Or pass by Stratman gets tipped away by Millard North before it ends in the footing of. Now it's Tim Dowd. Lotus on the left side. And it'll roll out of bounds. Last touch by Lotus.
That was a potential scoring chance for the Junior Jays, but yeah, and Millard North just coming up with it and they get possession back.
Now it looks like it'll be a goal kick. For the Mustangs. Looks like a substitution. Delay here.
What did I mess up? 30-26, thanks.
It's like a little clock malfunction there.
Why did it not do that? There we go.
Now as you resume play. North with a promising chance before the Creighton Prep defense is able to get it back. Now it's Bieber.
You guys know why they stopped the clock? Okay. Must have missed something.
Prep on the right side, or left side, excuse me. It'll be throw-in, that's Bieber, directing traffic. Throws it over to Bracky, who goes for the clear, but it is knocked away by Millard North. I believe. It was knocked away by number 10, Connor Robbins, who scored in their last game, or has 2 goals on the season in the 2 games that he's played. Now it's Sibernson with the clear over to Johnson. Battles. Johnson now with a through ball before it's intercepted by Kyle Rutherford.
Junior, these are being pretty aggressive early on, maybe trying to get another shot on goal.
Now it looks like Weebush gets it over. Number 10 now, Connor Robbins, with a kick up field. Looked like he was trying to get to someone, might have been deflected. Bieber to throw in once again. It's told to move by the ref. Over to Bracky. Bracky with a deep ball. He's got Zach McClay on that right side with not before Kyle Rutherford gets it out of bounds. Throw in Flynn McClay. Johnson loses the battle with Cam Wright, who dribbles up the right side, or left side, excuse me. Gets to the middle. Now it's a die. Back to Wright, and just out of reach for number 18, Donovan Polivka.
Bit of an unfortunate miscommunication for the Mustangs. They just try to move it around, get an offensive opportunity, and they make a mistake that we see a lot in soccer games. Honestly, a lot of opportunities, not many converted.
It's a little back and forth action on the defensive side. Now it's, I believe, Asker Shilcutt with a deep ball over to Zach McClay, and he will not catch up to it.
Early on, seen that quite a bit from them over these last couple years, including when they won the state title last year. And saw that in the first game of the year where they scored 3 first-period goals versus Papio South.
It's like a foul's called, and it'll be Millard North ball. Now, a lot of those players on the championship winning team were seniors, so it's a largely new team here for the Junior Jays. A lot of underclassmen coming up to play. It'll be very interesting to see what happens this year, in comparison to last year. Big pass over, and it is recovered by Sibbertson. Good defense. Stops an attack by Millard North, and it will be Junior J ball. Sibbertson. And now it's Dowd. Heads it down over to Wright. Wright now coming on the left side. Pass it back over to Timmermeyer. Timmermeyer now to, believe that to be Braden Schwick, maybe? And it's out of bounds. Substitutions For Creighton Prep, in comes Jorny Guema and Luis Chukporo for Zach McClay and Noah Hogan. Jorny Guema scored in their last game against Papillion La Vista South in his first ever varsity appearance. He contributed to a 4-2 win over the Titans. Now Tim Dowd with a clear over to Jordan. Excuse me, Guema. And the ball is called out of bounds. It'll be a Millard throw-in by Braden Schwink. Throw over to David Adai. Now it's McFadden fighting with Johnson. Johnson looked to pass it over. Maybe even just clear it. Tried to get it to Connor, or no, excuse me, not Connor Lotus. Or yes, Connor Lotus. And a foul call at Millard North. That foul, that is, looks like they're calling McFadden on that, and Johnson was on the ground for a bit.
It seemed like a pretty obvious foul there, and now maybe Prep trying to be aggressive here a little bit and go for another header or something.
Stratman into, I believe, Lotus before it is taken out by Millard North, and Bieber falls back on it, and Creighton Prep maintains possession. Creighton Prep is doing a great job on this possession game here, holding the ball for the majority of the game. Oh, big pass over to Luis Tokporo, but it is just too far out of bounds.
Yeah, they're trying to get it down to him right in front of the net, get an easy shot there from short distance, but in the end, another missed opportunity.
Be Millard North keeper Carter Webush for the goal kick. And that is Asher Shilcutt back to Stratman. Stratman now over to Lotus. Lotus with a little move over to Iguema, who's fighting with, it looks like, not sure, pass back to the goalie. Down the right side, and just too much out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. And another clear out of bounds. That one went way over the fence. Will be another Creighton Prep throw-in.
Prep maybe just like slowly moving closer down.
Over to Tokporo. Tokporo now fighting. Back to Lotus. And out of bounds. Last touch by Millard North again. Like you said, it looks like they're just inching up the field here. Just passing it. Keep coming out of bounds off Millard North. But back over to Lotus on the left side. Makes a move for a die, but it is out of bounds. Last touch by, or in play, excuse me. But Creighton Prep still with the possession. Now it's Stratman. Or no, Brackey, excuse me.
Prep is just holding on to this ball, and they're not letting Millard North have any opportunities to take this thing and get an offensive possession out of it.
As we near the 20-minute mark. Big pass, Lotus looking to catch up to it. It will fall in the hands of Carter Webush. Now it's Tokporo pressing up along with Flynn McClay. No, not Flynn McClay, excuse me. And it'll be nearly out of bounds before being saved by Braden Schwink. And a yellow card called on Millard North's number 25, Santiago Limaya. He's looking a little confused before he subbed off for Wright.
And maybe he got a little bit too aggressive there. There's a pretty obvious penalty there. Prep, maybe.
So we prepare our Asher Shilcutt to take the free kick.
Could go with another header opportunity for Jack Johnson. He got a goal in the opening game of the year, and it's the reason for Prep taking that 1-0 lead so far.
Looks like he may lead his teammates over to the right towards the goal. The whistle's blown and no goal. It'll be out of bounds. And Webush to kick off this Millard North offense.
There's a substitution for Prep. Connor Lotus checks out. Can't tell the number of who checked in from this angle, but Junior J is already moving around the rotation a little bit.
Looks like number 14, Drew Monzu, checked in for Lotus. And now Millard North on the right side. Good tackle by Bieber, but it is recovered by Braden Schwink. And Bieber now with the ball on the right side. A die with some physicality. Bieber back with the ball. Wright's on the ground, and a whistle is blown.
We got Millard North. That one they called the foul on number 5, Cam Wright. Excuse me, they're getting the foul on Drayton Bieber.
It'll be a free kick. Cam Wright to take the free kick here for the Mustangs, looking to even up this score before halftime. And it is cleared out by Brackey. And Iguema fights for the ball, fighting with Timmermeyer. Up the left side is Monzu. Over to Tokporo. Tokporo now with a pass over to Iguema, but it is broken up by Millard North's 24, Vincent Dempsey. And it'll be Webush to kick it off again. Webush with a deep pass. And whistle is blown. Number 10, Connor Robbins was on the ground. Looks like he turned. Now it's Wright. We'll take the kick.
We've seen some physicality early on in this game, a lot of tussling for the ball and quite a few fouls early on. Two teams that are pretty regularly state title contenders in the sport. They've got to know each other quite a bit over the years.
Brings it up, put a little too much on it. That'll be out of bounds. And Sibberson to kick it away. A substitution for Millard North. In comes number, looks like number either 10 or 18. Number 18, Donovan Polivka back in the game. Now it's Brackey. Brackey was the only sophomore, or one of the only sophomores on the team last year. Got a lot of minutes in that state title game. And now it's Tokporo. And tussles with three others before it's knocked out of bounds. Over to Gwenma and knocked out of bounds, again by Vincent Dempsey. Iguema now loses the ball to Polivka. Brackey now with it. Gets it over to Shilcutt, who brings it down. Iguema now in the bottom corner. Iguema looked to make something happen. Couldn't get it. It's cleared away by Millard North's Polivka. Now it's a die on Bieber. Bieber, or a die on the ground, looks for a foul. Doesn't get it. Now it's Shilcutt. Back to Brackey. Over to Dowd. That looks like Manzu back with the ball. Creighton Prep, while playing aggressive, I've noticed they know when to kind of turn it down and play a little conservative, hold the ball. Don't do anything silly because you're already up. You don't want to make any silly mistakes. Get a free goal for Millard North. And a lot of physicality there at midfield. And a whistle is blown. Right, going over to the ref to state his case. I believe it'll still be a free kick for the Junior Jays.
Pretty clear foul as Johnson just got tackled to the ground. Probably close enough for an attempt at a header or some sort of rebound into the net.
Free kick in here. That looks like Manzu to take the free kick. And it is broken up by Dempsey again. Dempsey with some great defense this half, not letting a lot by him. And it looks like more substitutions for both teams. Out comes Dowd and Flynn McClay. In will come, number 4, Matthew Daly, and number 13, Gabe Vaughn for Prep. Oh, Vaughn almost had a goal after being on the field for less than 10 seconds. That would have been exciting. Just misses it a little high there. Now it's Iguema on the ball. Gets a deflection. Tokporo misses his touch. Now it's Manzu with it. And back into the hands of Millard North. Tokporo fighting with it. Johnson now. And the whistle's blown. And the whistle's blown again. Looks like it's right again, and he'll get a yellow card.
I'm not immediately sure if it was a yellow for the foul itself or for the kick of the ball after.
I believe it was a kick of the ball after. The whistle was blown. He didn't think it was blown or that it should have been blown. Thought the ball was still in play, went to kick it. Guess he was wrong. And that'll be Brody Brackey to take this free kick. Brackey with a deep ball in the box, tossing around, almost falls on it. It is no goal. Weebush managed to stay on top of it, keep it in front of the goal line. Wow, great defense there by Millard North.
For a moment, I thought it was going to get in the net, considering how much of a struggle it was for the ball, but in the end, Millard North just coming up with it.
Now it's Millard North in attack of their own, and it is quickly shut down by Creighton Prep's defense. That's Polivka on the left side. This ball taken away. Now it's a die. Die working on Bieber. Vaughn with some tough defense. And cleared up for Tokporo on the right side. Looking to outpace Timmermeyer. Gets the ball before him. Puts on a move. Looks to center it. Just gets broken up by Millard North. And now it's Robbins on the counterattack. But Brackey with it. Gets it back. Doesn't have enough. And it got over to Sibbertson. Broken up by Millard North's offense. And Johnson with the clear. And the whistle is blown Offsides. That'll be Millard North ball.
It seems like all day so far, every time Millard North gets some sort of an opportunity, this junior J defense steps up and doesn't allow them to get to the net. It's a really good defensive showing.
It'll be Weebush, the keeper, to take this for at around half or midfield, excuse me. Deep ball in for a header. Keeper Simperson comes out. Ball's still in play, and it's like Dempsey will fall on it. Not before Manzu on the counterattack. Fighting with a couple Millard North defenders. Dempsey put his hands up, and a whistle's blown. Foul's called. It'll be Millard or Creighton Prep possession. Excuse me. Looks like I went through all the sports except the one that's being played in front of my face.
It's always dangerous when the goalie leaps for the ball and they don't end up coming up with it, but Junior J is able to clear that one out.
Especially with the tensions that have been rising on that side of the field with all the free kicks. Millard North was able to maintain possession there for a while, but looks like the official saying something. Maybe a substitution. Out goes Cam Wright. In comes, Cam Wright's coming in.
Appeared like one of the Millard North players might have gotten a little bit shaken up after that last play.
Manzu looked to take the kick before ball. There's Johnson in the box. Oh, it's caught at the goal line by Weebush. Can't tell if that was a shot or a pass. Either way, it was a great touch, but even better defense there by the goalie. Now it's a die. Over to Timmermeyer. Dempsey with a deep ball. Broken up. Vaughn. Header of himself. Now it's Rutherford. Rutherford gets taken away by Daly. Prep on the attack. Tolkporo now. Gets it over to Vaughn. Vaughn, pass back to Brackey. Being pressed heavily there by Robbins. Gets it off. Now it looks like Adai. Daniel Adai. Over to Daly. Daly gets the ball. Pass it back to Vaughn. Vaughn makes man miss. Vaughn with the clear. Glenma for the header. Just can't get around it. Promising move there by a young striker, but can't finish.
So far today, we've seen a lot of contributions from guys on prep who weren't on the varsity team last year. That state championship team had a lot of seniors, and they've needed a lot of guys who didn't get much opportunity last year to step up, and so far in this young season they have.
Five, I believe, sophomores on the team. 6. Few of them are starting. The freshman soccer team last year won the JV tournament, beating Creighton Prep's JV in the championship. So a lot of promising talent here from young Creighton Prep soccer players. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Rutherford.
Got a Gwenma down the field.
And it'll be out of bounds again. But this time I believe last touch by Millard North again. It'll be good positioning here for Bieber to get a little offensive hopes going. Now it's Daly on the right side. Centers it over to McClay. Can't get around it. Now it's Tokporo. Back to Johnson. Johnson fighting. fighting with Robbins before it falls in the feeding of Brackey. And Bieber's on the ground. It looks like a free kick is called. Ref looks like he's talking to, that's number 25, Santiago Limaya, who already has a yellow card in this game.
Yeah, him and Cam Wright are going to have to be careful already with yellows. Can't afford to end up leaving Millard North down a man.
In the box, and that's Dempsey again with the clearance. Took Poro into Gwenma. Block of his own, and it's out of bounds again. It'll be Brackey to throw it in this time. Or that was Monzu, excuse me. Throws it into Brackey. Iguema gets it in the box, but there's no one there. And now it's a die on the attack, on the counter attack. Daly quickly catch up to him. A die makes a miss. Gets it over to Connor Robbins, who is beaten by Brackey, and Brackey kicks it out of bounds. Great defense there by Creighton Prep.
This Prep defensive unit has been exceptional today. They've just limited every Mustang chance to get down there and score a goal, and they do that yet again.
Now it's McClay over to Vaughn. Back to McClay, misses. Now it's Daly. Daly fighting with Lee Maya, and a foul is called, and that looks like number 2, Rutherford, Kyle Rutherford, is hurt, and a yellow card called on Vaughn, and he has to go off. That's already 3 yellow cards in the first half. Out goes Vaughn. In comes Monzu, I believe that is. Or Matthew Daly goes off. Excuse me, not Vaughn.
There's a big collision right there. It's one that's going to get called every time, and ends up giving Millard North a bit of an opportunity here.
It'll be Weebush on this free kick again. Looking to get it in, and it's popped up by the defense. Now Flynn McClay battling with a die, and it looks like it'll be a Millard North throw-in. Throwing in is Lee Maya. Tries to get it over to a die before it's cleared by Bieber. McClay looking to extend that, but falls into hands of Wright, and whistle's blown. Be another free kick. Just under 5 minutes left to go in this half. Cam Wright for the free kick, gets it deep, nearly scores, and it is cleared.
Wow.
It is cleared. Some Millard North players putting their hands up as if it went in. The refs call it out. It'll be Sibrinson to start us off, Brackey to start us off.
It was a great save by Sibrinson on the first shot attempt, and then the defense stepping up big to get that ball cleared out. And
great free kick, too, by Cam Wright. Put it in a perfect spot. Just a lot of awkward touches there in the box. It looks like Daniel Adai will clear it away. Monzu into Iguema. Now it's Tokporo on the left side. He's got room. He's got 4 defenders on him, and it'll fall into the possession of Millard North. Clearance by Millard North leads to a recovery by Sibernson, and Brackey will start us off again.
For Prep, if you enter the second half with a 1-0 lead, you still have to feel comfortable with that because this Junior J team has scored a lot to open off second halves over these last couple of years.
Like a pass to Poro. Gets denied by Daniel Adai. Sibernson with a big throw over to Bieber. David Adai up on him. Creighton Prep playing very conservative here in the twiddling minutes of this half. Now it's Iguema on the ball. Big pass over. Looks like he's trying to get McClay, and it'll be recovered by Weebush before he can get there. Johnson now. Just under 2 minutes left to play in this half. You wonder if they're just going to play conservative and hold it or going to go for one more goal before the half.
I think you have to take another chance considering you're this close at this point.
Dow chips it over to Flynn McClay, who battles with Rutherford and is out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. Corner there for the Junior Jays.
Creighton Prep's last corner went in the net on a Jack Johnson header. Could be looking to try the same thing.
It'll be Flynn McClay for the corner, and it is way over. Iguema keeps it, or attempts to keep it in, but it is out of bounds. They're calling it last touch by the Mustangs.
It's a great play by Iguema, avoiding it going out of bounds and getting it to hit off of the Mustangs. So maybe just one more quick opportunity for the Junior Jays right before the half.
It'll be Tim Down to take the corner. Gets it in, and this one will be over as well. Out of bounds. 30 seconds left.
Appeared like it doinked off the goalpost.
Yeah, I believe they rule that as out of bounds. Wonder what Millard North can do here in 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Iguema now,
2,
and
1.
go for a bicycle at the end of it, but a little off the mark, and that is how we conclude our first half. Creighton Prep 1, Millard North 0 off of a Jack Johnson header. Creighton Prep doing a great job holding possession for the majority of this game, playing very aggressive, great defense, but Millard North is hanging in there, showing that they can score. They have several opportunities to score, and I think we're in for a great second half. Golden?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun second half. Both teams really good, and it's going to be a close one as this game goes along.
Yes, it will. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here for the second half of play at Leahy Stadium. This is CPSN. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium. For the second half of play here, Creighton Prep up 1-0 on the Millard North Mustangs off of a Jackson Johnson header early into the game. It'll be Millard North ball to start off the game. Start off second half, excuse me. Millard North coming up the left side. That's Timmermeyer. Now it's right. Back over to Rutherford. Rutherford up the right side. Now it's right. Gets it back to Rutherford. Doesn't give him much room right now. Deep ball by Millard North. It's like a die. Gets it up to Robbins. Robbins nearly scoring, but thwarted by the defense of Creighton Prep. Stratman looks like he's clutching his right side.
Prep may just try and play it conservative early on in the second half.
Now it's Iguema. Over to Manzu. Now to Dowd. Manzu into Noah Hogan Doria, but it is recovered by Weebush. Manzu tries to get it over to Noah Hogan Doria, but looks like Millard North gets back on it. Schwink over to Berkey. Now it's Sibrinson. Gets to Brackey. Shilcutt over to Bieber. Brackey takes it up a little bit. Dumps it back over to Bieber. Bieber up the right side. Big pass. And it's grabbed by Millard North before falling in the hands of Flynn McClay. McClay loses the ball. Gets it out of bounds. It'll be Millard North possession off of a throw-in. Big throw-in. Order here to a die. That's Jack Johnson. Dumps it to Brackey. Over to Shilcutt before it's immediately bounced back. And Nora Hogan Doria. Iguema running around looking for the ball. Bumps into Dempsey. Dempsey looking for the clear, and it's Brackey with a big header. Now Guema racing for the ball, and he will not get it. It'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Millard North. It's a throw-in. Over to Iguenma. Back to Dowd. Can't find anywhere to go. Gets it over to Bieber, and it's back to Brackey, and we're over to square one. Big pass over to Stratman. Gets to it. Racing up the left side, looking to attack. But lost it. Kick just gets over to Brackey. Brackey back to Stratman. Stratman looks to make a move. Gets it up, and now it's Schwink with the ball. Tussling with Iguenma, who gets it off to Dowd. Dowd now with a through ball over to Flynn McClay. Looking for a center. It gets blocked out of bounds. And it'll be a corner kick. Noah Hogan-Doria to take the corner kick.
This is Prep's fourth corner of the game. They converted their first one, but the last two right before the end of the first half didn't go in.
Doesn't get it up in the air. It's in the box. And it's kicked back out of bounds. We're in for another corner kick.
Right back where we started.
Hogan-Doria to take the free kick, or excuse me, the corner kick again. Gets it up. Little tussle in the box. It'll be Jack Johnson now with it. Forced backwards by Connor Robbins. Now it's right with it. And he gets brought to the ground. Helped up by Jordan Iguenma. It'll be a free kick taken by Webush. On the ground, kept the whole way. Big pass up. Iguema racing for it, and it'll be knocked out of his possession by Kyle Rutherford. Tim Dowd now flicks it over, and it's just out of bounds. Looks like a substitution. Out goes number 16, Blake Berkey. In comes number 8, Daniel Adai. And he will switch places with Schwink as Schwink goes to the left side, and Daniel Adai is on the right.
Maybe a little bit of a change in their alignment will give this offense a spark to their first shot of the game.
Now it's Jack Johnson. Gets it over to an open Noah Hogan-Doria. But he loses it at the last second, and now is back in the hands of Millard North. Now it's Berkey. Excuse me, that must have been Polivka who went out not too long ago, not Berkey. And now it's Schwink. And he does not catch up to it before it reaches out of bounds. So we're talking something over. Out comes Jack Johnson. In comes, I believe that's
Going to be Gabe Vaughn.
Gabe Vaughn, yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Colton.
Appears like Jack Johnson's a little bit shaken up.
Jack Johnson has been playing in this game, I believe, this whole time. Now it's a corner for Millard North. Taken by right, I believe. And it's up and nearly went in. Nearly another header scored. That would have been Josh McFadden on that one. Just misses right. Nearly an excellent finish, but just a little off the mark. It's got to put the fear factor into this Creighton Prep defense.
Yeah, I initially thought that one went in after I saw it near the net, but
It's David Adai got the ball before Stratman got back on it. Now it's a right. He's got room. Tries to get it in to Berkey. Can't. Right back on the ball. Over to Berkey. Right. And broken up there by the defense. Now it's Stratman on the counterattack. Stratman with Iguema, and he's... Or excuse me, not Stratman. That was Monzu.
looks like there's going to be another yellow card on Millard North.
One. Yeah, yellow card on Millard North's, I believe, Daniel Adai. And
It's already 3 yellow cards from this Mustang team. They've got to play a little bit more careful, because if they get a red, that might be the end of their opportunities in this game.
so out goes Adai. In comes Santiago Lee Maya. Bracky to take the free kick.
Still got a little bit over 30 minutes for something to happen in this game.
Bracky with a free kick into the box. Kept up. Now it's Millard North on the attack. Number 10, Connor Robbins. Over to David Adai. Gets it over to Schwink. Schwink took a shot, but it's blocked, and Schwink is on the ground. Now it's David Adai back on it. Tried to take another shot, blocked by Bieber. Dowd with a clearance, or almost got one. And now Noah Hogan-Dorio fell on it. Now it's Flynn McClay on the wing, stumbles over, gets back, dumps it over to Dowd. Dowd to Iguenma, back to Dowd. Dowd gets forced out by 2 Millard North defenders, and 2 Millard North players are on the ground. One of them appears to be Braden Schwink, and I'm unable to tell who the other one is. Schwink getting stretched out there, and he is back up, as well as that looks like Josh McFadden maybe on that far side. And Schwink will come off. Or no, never mind. He will just get a drink of water. Back on the field. Carter Weebush with the kick. Back to Flynn McClay on that right side. Kicks it up the sideline, out of bounds. Millard North looking to create attack of their own. That looks like Rutherford. Dowd coming to press him. Over to Robbins. Stratman with some good defense there. Gets the ball back over to Shilcutt before he's on the ground again. And McFadden pleading to the ref. Be Brackey to take the kick again. Brackey with the deep kick. Into the box. Over to Dowd. Oh, Lotus went for a strike. Didn't get it. And another shot was taken. Nearly in by Asher Shilcutt. A lot of power. Just couldn't keep it down. Got it up. And subs for both teams. In comes Jack Johnson, Louis Tokporo, and Zach McClay. Out goes Jordan Gwenma, Gabe Vaughn, and I believe maybe Drew Manzu. Dempsey on the defense there. Now it's Weebush. Weebush with a big kick. Johnson with a header. I think they wanted Tokporo to go for that. Weebush back. Brackey. Keeping it alive. Lotus. Back over to Stratman. Gets it back to Lotus. Lotus loses it out of bounds on the side, and whistles are blown at exactly 26 minutes, and out comes Schwink for Millard North. In comes, believe that to be Kieran Carter maybe. Now it's Prep on the offense. Tokporo going for it and knocked away there by number 12, Lucas Ale. And a good tackle there by Kyle Rutherford for Millard North. That's the ball out of bounds. Now it's Lotus to throw in. Gets it back over to Stratman. Stratman now. Back to Brackey. Creighton Prep playing very conservative this half. Now it's Bieber. Races up the right side. Gets it over to Flynn McClay. Chips it up the middle to Dowd. Back to Jack Johnson with a powerful strike. Can't keep it down.
Goal was good.
Weebush starts off the Millard North offense. Now it's Ale. Back to Johnson. Johnson over to Stratman. Stratman over to Shilcutt. Big pass looked for Lotus, but out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Junior Jays, I believe. Lotus will take the throw-in. Over to Tokporo. Tokporo now to Tim Dowd. Back to Stratman. Stratman gets it to Brackey. Back to Stratman. Stratman down to Shilcutt. Asher Shilcutt working on the ball. Crosses over to Zach McClay, who doesn't get there in time. Can't get the finish he wanted, and Millard North will let it roll out. It'll be their ball. On the attack, and it is knocked out of bounds by the Millard North defense. Thrown by Stratman, back down to Shilcutt. Shilcutt over to Brackey. Brackey getting pressured there by Berkey. Dumps it off to Bieber. Bieber down to Johnson. Gets it to Shillcutt. Shillcutt up to, believe, Zach McClay. Now it's Brackey with it. Brackey makes a move. Brackey gets it down the right side. And Flynn McClay couldn't get there before Dempsey. Jack Johnson with a big header. Over to Louis Tukporo. Johnson now at midfield. Gets over to Shillcutt. Shillcutt working on it. Tries to get there to Zach McClay, but it falls in the hands of Flynn McClay, his cousin. Back over to Zach on the right side. Zach with a cross. Can't get to a spot. Now it's Shillcutt keeping it in bounds. Tukporo dumps it back to Shillcutt. Creighton Prep dominating possession once again in this half. Holding the ball for the majority of it. Now it's Shillcutt. Looking to through ball over to Tukporo. Can't get there. Stays in the hands of Zach McClay, who takes a shot, but quickly picked up there by Carter Weebush. Brackey gets it to midfield. Now it's Zach McClay. And clearance there by Kyle Rutherford. Here's Wright. Tukporo gets the ball from him. And a late whistle is blown. Looks like that'll be on. That'll be Millard North ball. Millard North free kick there around midfield. Looks like the ref whistled the move there by Tukporo. Now it's Weebish with a big pass over to Rollins. Robbins, not Rollins, excuse me. Now it's Flynn McClay. Dumps the ball off. Time is stopped. Looks like there may have been someone down. And some substitutions for both teams. Out comes Lotus, in comes Iguenma, as well as Dowd will come back into the game. It'll be a corner, or no, throw in near the corner, excuse me. Looks like McFadden will take the throw in. Gets into the box. And Dowd will clear it away. McFadden back to throw it in. Just under 20 minutes left in the game. Box. Tukporo back with it. Jack Johnson. Gets it over to Glenma. He has room. Oh, can't get past Dempsey. Dempsey is playing great defense here in this game. Iguema is very dangerous when you get him in open field. That was a huge stop there by the Millard North defense. Excuse us, the camera can't reach that corner over there, unfortunately. I believe it's a corner kick, and it'll be taken by. Okay, and it's open. A whistle's blown. That free kick was by Shilcutt, excuse me. It was Daly kick down, and now it's Millard North on the offense. I believe that's a die. Johnson now with it. Over to Stratman. Stratman splits two and looking for a foul. Whistles think he will get it. It'll be a free kick for Prep. Taken by Brackey. Big pass over there looking for the box by Prep. Now it's Zach McClay over to Iguenma, who took a shot. A little Travola there. Can't get it to go in. It'll be Millard North possession now with 16 minutes left in this game. Weebush gets it over to Wright. Right over to Immermeyer. Iguema lose it to Dempsey, and it'll be whistle blown. It'll be Millard North's possession. Kyle Rutherford over to Schwink. Not before Sibernson gets to it. Boot there by Sibernson. Not before McFadden gets to it. Millard North on the attack here. And it's broken up by Daly. Millard North struggling on the offensive side of the ball today. Can't seem to get much past this Creighton Prep defense as Jack Johnson breaks up a pass there. Timmermeyer gets it downfield, looking for Schwink. We out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. And Bieber will take the throw in here.
Time's running short.
Iguema looking to get the ball. Got a little too physical there. It'll be Millard North's possession now.
Time running down, so Millard North is going to have to get a goal quickly if they want to get back in this ball game.
Absolutely. As David Agai with a little 1-2 racing down the field. Beats Astor Shilcutt, goes for the shot, misses it wide left. Great shot there though from a die, excuse me.
I feel like that's an opportunity that Millard North has just got to have.
Absolutely, you're down one. Got a lot of open field. We go for a cross and a little shot closer into the box.
For Prep, you can't play too conservative. Know you're in the lead, but got to go for maybe that one insurance goal, make this lead a lot more secure.
Zach McClay on that left side over to Stratman. Now it's Johnson back to McClay. McClay now goes for maybe a through ball to Gwenma, but put a little too much on it. And that'll be David Adai on the left side. Working on Bieber and Daly, and will be out of bounds. Piers, last touch by goal kick. It'll be last touch by the Mustangs. Some substitutions. McClay will sub out. In comes
No Noria, it looks like.
Brackey now. Over to Bieber. Bieber back to Brackey. Got to be careful here, getting pressed by both Blake Berkey and Connor Robbins. Going down that left side. Knocked away again by Vincent Dempsey. He was having himself a game.
We've seen a lot of defensive contributions from both of these teams, both making a lot of great stops, and it's been Dempsey who's been doing a lot of the work for the Mustangs so far.
Another corner kick here by the Junior Jays. I apologize. Quick substitution there. Looks like Flynn McClay's coming back in for, it's a throw-in, not a corner kick. And Alex Tokporo on the throw-in there. No, Hogan Doria working on it. Johnson looking like another shot there, missed it left. .5 minutes left in this game. Looks like the Junior Jays are continuing to kind of play up, not letting a lot get past midfield. And it's nearly knocked out of bounds by the Junior Jays. Recovered there by Wright. Now it's Johnson. Johnson. Pass it back to, I believe that's Sledge on the far side. Now it's Stratman racing against Robbins. Big kick there by Shilcutt. Tokporo unfortunately losing it there to Rutherford. Now it's Robbins with a big pass over to Adai, and it looks like Matt Sledge, excuse me. Now it's prep on the attack there, knocked out of bounds by Gannon Timmermeyer. Jordan Guemma dribbling around. He'll pass it over to Shilcutt. Shilcutt over to Johnson. Johnson went for a little 1-2, couldn't get it. And now it's Dowd with it. Shilcutt, puts up a shot, can't get it to go. Shilcutt back with it, gets it over to Johnson, who's going to put up a shot, and it's no good. Missed it right.
That was a great opportunity for the Junior Jays, but Johnson just hooking it a little bit off to the side. As more and more time runs down in this game, the Junior Jays are going to start getting a lot more defensive, I think, and not really being as aggressive bringing the ball down the field.
Nonetheless, two great shots there by Shilcutt and Johnson. Just couldn't get him to fall. As Matt Sledge dribbles around, eventually gets it back to Brackey. Brackey getting pressed by Berkeley and Robbins, it looks like, as well as David Adai. And Stratman will look like he's trying to get it over to Noah Hogan-Doria. And now it's right with it, and a whistle is blown on Jack Johnson. And he will get a yellow.
Wow.
Foul on Jack Johnson of Creighton Prep. He'll come out. In for him is Gabe Vaughn. And it'll be a very close free kick. Right, I guess not very close, but a closer free kick. And absolutely centered there for Millard North.
That's a mistake you can't really afford for Creighton Prep, because Millard North getting a really good opportunity here.
Absolutely. Wonder, looks like Robbins will take this free kick. He scored, like I said, in the first two games Millard North has played. And I believe he scored against Creighton Prep last year. I think 2 of the 3 times that they played. His name is sure to come up a lot when hearing about Millard North soccer. Robbins. And whistle's blown. He's good to go. Looks like he's going to go for the net, and he will be off.
It's a great chance for Millard North, but Junior Jays may be catching a bit of a break.
It's Brackey again with it. Blocked by Dempsey. Adai went for the net. Couldn't get it. No, it's Sibrinson. Tim Dowd. Got the touch. Now it's Iguenma running down through. Ball over to Luis Tokporo. Can't beat Daniel Adai, however. It'll be a Creighton Prep throw-in. Daniel Adai showing off his speed there against the sophomore.
Yeah, and that was kind of relying on Tokporo outrunning the Millard North defenders, and they just catch up to the ball before he can get to it.
He'll take this throw in. Gets it back over to Stratman. Stratman will get it back to Brackey. We've seen that a lot since they've scored. A lot of passing back to Brackey. Brackey directs traffic and begin their next attack as Flynn McClay looks to get one across, but Schwink blocks it. Now he's running down the left side. And it's cleared out by Matt Sledge, and it'll be Creighton Prep possession there. Looks like maybe a ricochet off of a Millard North midfielder there.
Great heads-up play by Sledge. Gets the Junior Jays possession right back.
That's Berkeley. Berkeley tries to get over to Adai, but not before Shilcutt can hop on top of it. Now it's Prep on the right side. Counterattack here by the Mustangs. It's David Adai on the left side, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the the Junior Jays. So we approach 5 minutes left in this game. Your score is still 1-0.
At this point for Creighton Prep, you have to consider just trying to play keep away from Millard North the remainder of the game and hold on to the ball as long as you possibly can.
Throw an opportunity here for Millard North. I believe that's McFadden again. Gets it up and headed into the box. by a die. Knocked out. And out of bounds. It'll be Creighton Prep possession once again. It's like a throw in there by I believe that's Matt Sledge. Millard North back on top of it. Controlling possession lately. And now it's Tim Dowd running down the field. You get a big pass over to Iguenma, who can't get there in time. Carter Webush falls on top of it. Now it's Tokporo. Little contact there. Iguenma back with the ball. Gets it over to Shilcutt. Shilcutt over to Tokporo on the left side. Tokporo makes a move, but is knocked away by Dempsey. Now it's Brackey. Over to Johnson. Now it's Stratman. I believe you were right, Colton. They're playing very conservative, kind of parking the bus, playing a little keep away here from Millard North. Sweet. Brackey tries to get it through. Rutherford clears it, though. Brackey's going to hand it off to his goalkeeper, Alex Sibernson.
As long as you can hold on to it these last 3.5 minutes, the better.
Absolutely. Possession is key, especially in these last few seconds. Only being down 1 the game. It only takes one missed opportunity or one mistake here by the Creighton Prep defense. Now it's a die over to Schwink. Dow now clears it over to Flynn McClay. Or excuse me, that's Noah Hogan-Doria. Now Iguenma with it, coming up the middle. Gives it over to Dowd. Dowd looking for a shot. Tokporo on the left side. All clear. Can't get it in. Wow. A missed opportunity there by Tokporo to score his first goal, and a whistle is blown as Asher Shilcutt was on the ground. Wow, what an opportunity there by Tokporo. Just a lot of Millard North defenders got in there just in time to save it. Couldn't really get a clean shot off there. Unfortunate, just kind of a series of fortunate events.
That was probably their best opportunity to score since they got that opening goal of the game, but good job by this Millard North defense to prevent that.
There's David Adai. And it's knocked away. Minute and a half left in the game. There goes Hogan-Doria, but couldn't get there before Webush could. Webush now in a hurry. And here comes McFadden. McFadden over to Robbins. Robbins back to Daniel Adai. Dumps it off to Rutherford. And eventually back to Webush. Webush, 1 minute remaining. Brackey with a brilliant header. Over to Shilcutt. Brackey sends it down to Iguenma. Here's Rutherford. Sends it over. Now Johnson. Dowd with the ball now.
Might just try to get this ball downfield. Clear.
Dowd over to Tokporo on the left side. Doesn't get there before Webush could. Wow. And Webush will kick it out of bounds as 20 seconds are left on the clock. Looks like Brackey is going to just
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Johnson will kick it in the air.
3,
And
2, 1.
that will be all, folks. Your final, Creighton Prep 1, Millard North 0. Your Junior Jays move on to 2-0, and the Mustangs will fall to 1-2 off of a brilliant header by Jack Johnson very, very early in the game. Didn't see a lot of shots until we saw a lot of shots in that first half from Millard North, but not a lot in the second half, because that's where Prep maintained the majority of possession, got a couple really good shots off, and great defense by both teams, especially for Millard North, Vincent Dempsey, and Creighton Prep, Brady Brackey. Colton?
Yeah, that was just some brilliant defensive soccer from the Junior Jays. Didn't allow Millard North very many opportunities throughout the game. Some good goaltending as well from Alex Sibrinson. Just all around a great game for the Junior Jays on the defensive side of the ball.
I suppose we will leave it at that. And just as a reminder, there's a baseball broadcast. Your varsity Junior Jays are facing off against the Central Eagles right here on CPSN at 7 p.m. I'm Chris Hillebrand alongside Colton Alder. Big thanks to Hank McGill and Mike Knockenauer as well. Signing off.